I'd like to call a meeting of December 5th, Clearwater City Council meeting to come to order. If you wish to address the council, please complete a comment card located by the door and bring it up to the clerk who's seated here at my right on the dais. And when called to speak, please hand your card to the clerk. So I'd like now to introduce Father Bob Brubaker, who's going to get us the invocation. If you please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Our God and our Father, we thank you for your grace and protection upon our city. We thank you for each member of our council, that you would give them grace and they would give them wisdom and favor this evening. We thank you for the decisions they make and pray that you would give them help to do the best for their people as they have been elected to do so. Oh God, we thank you for your help and we call upon you tonight in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Now the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. I'd like to introduce the dais tonight. To my left, Rosemary Call.
Good evening.
The clerk, and also David Margalis, the city attorney.
Good evening.
And Mike Menino, the council member.
Good evening.
And then to my right, we have Dan, who's the citizen city manager. Yeah, thank you. And Jennifer Poirier, city manager.
Good evening.
Ryan Cotton, council member.
Good evening.
Lena Teixeira,
Good evening.
council member. And I'm Dave Albritton, the vice mayor. I'm sitting in for our mayor, who's in a mayor's conference tonight. So let's go ahead and call forward Rick Corrales, the U.S. Small Business Administration.
Good evening, City Council, everyone. My name is Rick Corrales. I'm with the Small Business Administration. I just want to go over some of our benefits that we still have available for the community. Our deadline has extended till January 7th. Therefore, I want to make sure that everybody's aware of the benefits that we have for the community, not only for businesses, but for homeowners and renters. I'm going to pull up a slide presentation. And this is the quick overview of what we're going to be talking about. It's a very short presentation. Our loans are usually up to 30 years, different fixed rates, business owners 4%, nonprofits 3.25, and homeowners or renters as low as 2.813. They can take advantage of all of these. And I'm going to go a little bit more into detail as to the amounts and how they can log into the system and apply for these loans. So far, during these last three unfortunate hurricanes, we've had a little bit over 30,000 applications that were completed, and we have processed them. There were actually a lot more that started, but the folks didn't complete. And that's why I wanted to make sure we got the word out, because getting the application completed is the only way we can give them a definite yes or no, and we work with folks. The first one is our economic injury disaster loan. This is for any business that needs capital to continue running, whether it's their real estate, whether it's their payroll, whether it's vendors. They can apply to this and get up to $2 million. This is also a 30-year loan, and the rate for this loan is 4% for a regular business or 3.25 for a nonprofit organization. We'll have these available. I believe they're already on your website, so a lot of this information is down there, so I'm not going to go straight through. I'm not going to kill you by PowerPoint. The requirements for the loans are basic. Be in the area, the declared area. So you have to be in those areas that were declared by the state. Have some credit history, and We don't necessarily look at credit score, but we look at the ability to repay back the loan. That's really what the SBA looks at from the disaster side of it. The declaration collateral is $50,000. We get folks, as soon as they get approved, $50,000 within 5 business days to get them started up and running. For some of these, especially on the business side, they could get unsecured loans for up to $100,000, so they don't even have to put anything down for that unsecured loan. And it still falls within that as low as 4%. Basic things they need: cell phone, right? Contact information, email address, because everything is done through email. If they want hands-on experience, help, they could definitely come into one of our centers and have somebody help them process their application. But from that point on, once they get with a loan officer, that loan officer has consistent communication with them. They just have to make sure that they reply or they go into the non-active status. Obviously have a social security number or EIN number, proof of residency. This is where it kind of gets tricky because some people don't live here the 6 months requirement that we have in order for them to apply for it. So that's really a holdup with some folks that are just summer visitors or, well, winter visitors at the time. Other than that, the rest of the stuff is tax returns, the normal stuff that you would submit with the bank. But our process, I think, is a little bit faster. Most folks are getting an answer between 3 to 5 weeks, and they have an additional 3 weeks to reply back whether they want to accept the proposed amount that the SBA has given them. Once they accept, the first 12 months is they can opt to have no payments and 0% interest during those initial 12 months. So it's a deferred loan for the first 12 months. Our application is very simple, lending.sba.gov or sba.gov/disaster. It makes it a lot easier. Any questions?
Any questions from the dais?
I really thank everybody for your time. I'm accessible. Folks have my contact information if you think of anything. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for being here. I think it's good that, especially after the hurricanes, I know a lot of people are probably interested in getting your number, looking you up, so thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to agenda item 4.2, call up Jared Leone, the Chair of the Environmental Advisory Board, to give us his annual report.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor, City Council, City Managers. What a difference a year makes. The Environmental Advisory Board is already one of the city's more active boards with increased resident interest and engagement over the past few years. After Hurricane Debbie and back-to-back blows from Helene and Milton, that interest has only intensified. There's more interest and importance in our environment now more than ever, making the Environmental Advisory Board a valuable partner for the city moving forward. I've had the privilege to share the Environmental Advisory Board's accomplishments with this body since 2017. And over this time, we've brought forth various initiatives and gotten unanimous support from this board on them, including the ocean-friendly single-use plastics resolution, resurrecting Greenprint, the city sustainability plan, and advocating for a sustainability coordinator to oversee it. We've been a valuable partner as well, adding input to the city's tree replanting program and asking the police department to explore the feasibility of prohibiting cigarette smoking on the beach and at parks. That ordinance passed unanimously last year. In a previous presentation, we asked for a realignment of the board to a department and liaison with more citywide view to increase effectiveness. That request led to the board moving from one department to another and then back again this year as part of that realignment. The board also welcomed its third liaison in as many years, and 2 new board members were added with considerable interest from the public to serve on our board. Despite all the changes, the board was still able to effectively carry on its objective, which is to provide citizen insight to the city council and staff on environmental activities within and affecting the city of Clearwater. The Environmental Advisory Board is the city's only advisory board with a stated objective. And the board also hears resident concerns and serves as a conduit to city council and staff regarding them. In addition to the brief background, I'm here to update you all on our accomplishments this year and our plans for the future. Because of resident interest and active board members, the board added special meetings to its quarterly meeting schedule for the past few years. This year included a pilot program of 6 scheduled meetings. The pilot program of 6 meetings rather than quarterly was a success. Board meetings had more engagement, including increased public attendance, numerous emails to board members on relevant issues, and some of the city's higher meeting streaming views. The EAB has consistently had a quorum at every meeting except one when a member resigned unexpectedly. We were still able to use that time to host the vulnerability assessment presentation, an event that was heavily attended by the public. The board also heard presentations on the beach marina master plan, duck hunting near Cooper's Bayou, shark fishing on North Clearwater Beach, changes in the development code affecting solar installations, the city's community rating system score. We reviewed the final plans on the City Hall project and had a lengthy presentation and discussion on the proposed artificial turf ordinance. Tonight, I hope this board will consider 3 actions to support continuing the Environmental Advisory Board's 6-meeting schedule, make improving our community rating score from a 5 to a 2 a priority in an effort to make Clearwater a more resilient community, and rather than allow artificial turf, consider promoting Florida-friendly landscaping practices which aim to conserve water, preserve natural resources, and reduce water pollution. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Our board looks forward to the possibilities the future holds and how we can continue to contribute to make Clearwater bright and beautiful. Thank you. If there's any questions, let me know.
Any questions from the dais?
Thank you.
Thank you, Jared.
Thank you.
You're a busy man.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 4.3 is our North Beach update. I'm going to call up Marcus Williamson, our Public Works Director.
The headliner.
Evening, Vice Mayor, council members. We've been continuing working on our maintenance efforts out there. There's a bunch of smaller piles of sand. We've still been picking some of those up. Most of those are heavily mixed with debris. So continuing to clean all that up. One thing we have noticed from all of the sand that was out in some of the pipes in the process to pull all that sand out to kind of jet it out with the vac trucks and stuff like that. We think we've experienced a little bit more degradation of some of those pipes, so we're gonna be going back in, doing some additional inspections out there. And we may have to get back in a little bit sooner just to line if some of these pipes have gone a little bit farther. So we're just gonna start some additional inspections to make sure that all of that removal of the sand didn't also degrade the pipes any. In addition to that, the 2 that we're probably most concerned a little bit out of the North Beach area, kind of down Mandalay and over on Poinsettia, is where we think that those pipes probably degraded a little bit to the point. It's outside of the master plan that we'll be working, so we wouldn't be spending money that we would then have to rip out right after. So we're cognitive of that. We don't want to put something in that we're going to turn right back around and rip out.
So is that particular drainage part, is that south of Acacia?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So we saw some of it over by like McKay Park. So as they started opening it up, that was what kind of triggered it. When they looked at it, we're like, ooh, that's degraded a little bit more. And we think it's the back trucks that were in there jet blasting to get all that sand out. Probably chewed into those pipes a little bit more.
I see. Okay.
So, but that's all I've got if there's no questions.
Well, thank you. Any questions for Marcus?
Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you giving us these reports. I know everybody on North Beach likes to keep up with what's going on, so thank you, Marcus.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Agenda 5.1, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes unanimously. And now we have agenda item 6, consent agenda.
What was pulled?
Council members, I received a request to remove items 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, and 6.10.
6.10?
6110? Okay, do I have a motion for the items, the consent items that were not pulled?
Make a motion to approve the consent item, agenda items excluding 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, and 6.10.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And unanimous? All right, then we'll go to 6.1.
Approve a purchase order to Metropolitan Life Insurance Company doing business as MetLife for life insurance premiums for City Basic Life, classified non-stamp life, stamp life, stamp supplemental life, retiree life, long-term disability coverage in the amount not to exceed $849,000 for a 3-year term beginning January 1, 2025 through December 31st, 2027 pursuant to RFP 60-24 and authorize the appropriate officials to execute same.
Basically what Rosemarie said. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Any questions on the dais? Any public questions?
Yes. It was actually 6.4. You almost threw me off there, Mr. Albritton. I'm Mr. Haluba. And I guess you're Jill Paul, is that correct? So I have several questions, but one of them is, are you above Tiffany Macris, or is she your boss?
You can't address her.
Ah, okay.
Mr. Luba, you address me, please.
She's the one that's the presenter. And I heard what she said the other day. There are no fewer than 10 PDFs attached to this request. Several are quite lengthy. One of them has 53 pages. And I would just like to know which of you, or if any of you, read all of that material. Just maybe with a show of hands. Just for the record and for my camera, nobody raised their hand. So you're going to vote on this, but you haven't even read the whole thing. None of you did. So I guess my other question is this a retention tool? And I would wonder how many in total Clearwater police officers have left over the last year, either by choice or have been terminated. There's been quite a few. And since we are talking about, HR director and HR manager here, I'm just wondering if, there's been a tightening of the vetting process. Because from where I stand, and my opinion is, Gandy and Slaughter only employ a fog the mirror test. Perhaps that's why 3 police officers have been arrested this year. And we all know about Byron Lou Hatcher. You should have never hired him, Slaughter. And Gandy, glad you're here. Turn your hearing aid up. You should have never stuck up for him.
Any other public comment? Okay, we'll close public comment. Any questions or comments from the council? All right, do I have a motion?
Approve agenda item 6.4.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. All right, very good. We'll go to 6.5.
Approve the collective bargaining agreement as negotiated between the City of Clearwater and Fraternal Order of Police, Clearwater Officers Bargaining Unit Lodge 10 for fiscal years 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026, and 2026, 2027, and authorize the appropriate officials to execute same.
Good evening, Tiffany Macris, Human Resources Director. This item before you is a collective bargaining agreement for a 3-year agreement that would commence for the fiscal years just read by our city clerk, and I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, Any questions or comments from the council? Any public comment?
Hey, good evening. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Good evening, City Council and City staff. I am Ryan McMullen, the President of the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 10. I've been with the Clearwater Police Department for approximately 18 years now, and I have been with the union for about 14 of those. I've been involved in the union. I've also been involved in some sort with union negotiations. From the very start of my participation with the negotiations, we have had an excellent relationship with city staff and with City Council. All right, this negotiation was no different. I believe that these negotiations were handled in a very professional manner on both sides of the table. And I want to just take a moment to thank everyone who was involved with these negotiations. The Clearwater Police Department is made up of excellent men and women that fight every single day and are deeply committed to ensuring the safety and security of our citizens who live here, who work here, and who visit here. Again, on behalf of the Fraternal Order of Police, I just want to thank all of you and everybody that was involved in the negotiations. Thank you.
And I want to thank the police union for helping us come to a productive and collaborative agreement. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And these comments also hold for the next agenda item as well. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. All right.
Any other public comment?
I'm Mr. Haluba, and I heard Miss Macris last Monday. But I'm going to say this, and it was, not because I just met Mr. McMullen for the first time, but I'm going to say hats off to Mr. McMullen, pre-written, not making it up as I go. I think he did a good job, ramming through a favorable collective bargaining agreement for the Clearwater police officers. I think a 12% salary increase for regular police is a little bit excessive. Now, Ms. Macris also stated Monday that the previous agreement expired on September 30th of this year. That would have been a perfect time to shut down the unnecessary, redundant Clearwater Police Department. Perfect time to contract law enforcement with PCSO. I really, wonder if, since this agreement is so favorable, to the police, that maybe Mr. McMullen, smelled blood and went for the kill. But no matter my opinion, I think he did a good job, and I wish him continued success.
Any other public comment? Okay. Yes, sir, come on up.
Council, Mayor. My name is Andre Johnson, born and raised resident of Clearwater, Florida. Here on behalf of my mother, Sherelle Johnson. Moving kind of slow because she has a broken liver that she's still recovering from. I sent council emails today earlier concerning matters that we made complaints to Officer Professional Standards, dealing with an officer who basically trapped my mom in her driveway on personal property, claimed that there was
Excuse me,
a
sir.
DMV.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
this is just for this agenda item, not for public comment. That'll be open later.
Okay, because usually it switches. I know it's usually at the end, and then a couple of times it was done in the beginning, so I'm just trying to understand that we're late. I didn't get the agenda printout, so.
Vice Mayor, just a reminder to the council and to the public, so the council has temporarily stopped using citizens to be heard regarding items not on the agenda. So unless it's on the agenda, there is no public comment.
And that's the problem. See, because when council's not involved with these issues, when it's unethical issues, it's a concern to the people of this city. And that's what's the issue that we're bringing forth to council.
And you can call us, and you can also email us, each one of us individually.
The response will come back, Mr. Albritton. You have the emails. We send them from Urban Ambulance Transport Service, which is a non-emergency medical transport company email. The records will show we send those emails. Council fails to send those response back, which makes us show a physical appearance. So if council did take the time to respond to those emails, we wouldn't be here physically.
Okay.
So if council could do that, we wouldn't make that an issue. But we'll wait to the end of the agenda to bring up these documents, so you have them for your records.
Okay.
I wasn't able to send those to you. Thank you, council.
All right, thank you. Any other public comment on this agenda item? Okay, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve agenda item 6.5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Okay, we'll go to agenda item 6.6.
Approve the collective bargaining agreement as negotiated between the City of Clearwater and Fraternal Order of Police Clearwater Supervisors Bargaining Unit for fiscal years 2024, 2025, 2025, 2026, 2026, 2027, and authorize the appropriate officials to execute same.
Good evening again. Still Tiffany Macris, the Human Resources Director. And this is for the companion item for the FOP supervisors, and it's the 3-year agreement that we have a tentative agreement and was reached and ratified by the members.
Any questions from council? Any public comment on this item?
I'm Mr. Haluba, and this is basically the same thing as the previous one, but I want to get into something a little bit deeper, perhaps. I find the no strike clause very interesting because it would seem that if Clearwater Police ever actually did go on strike, PCSO would be on patrol in Clearwater within minutes. They're already here. They're primary. They're primary law enforcement as we stand right here at in this room. There's also sometimes, heard of a sort of a rivalry between PCSO and Clearwater Police. It's really not surprising. Clearwater Police has a history of needing to make themselves, known. Make it appear that Clearwater Police is indispensable and that they handle things that the Sheriff's Department don't, but in actuality, it's the other way around. So once again, I'd love to see them go on strike, see what happens. Nothing would happen, except they'd be gone. Clearwater Police is an unnecessary department that costs millions of dollars. Now, we can spend, 9, 14, however many millions of dollars, picking up storm debris. Contract that out. Why can't we contract out law enforcement to the primary law enforcement agency?
Is there any other public comment on this item? Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
Motion to approve agenda item 6.6.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Okay, next item is 6.10.
Authorize a purchase order with St. Petersburg College for Clearwater Police Department and Clearwater Fire Rescue for Police Academy sponsorships, paramedic training programs, and ongoing advanced training for existing personnel in the amount of $160,000 pursuant to Clearwater Code of Ordinances, Section 2.563(1)(f), professional services not subject to CCNA academics, and authorize the appropriate officials to execute same.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, City Council, City Management. I'm Lieutenant Meg Hasty with the Clearwater Police Department. This agenda item is seeking $160,000 collectively between Clearwater Police and Clearwater Fire Rescue for sponsorships of recruits and new paramedics through the academy, as well as specialized training. I can take any questions.
Any questions from the dais? Any public comment on this item?
I'm Mr. Haluba, once again, no questions. No questions whatsoever. Now, police academy sponsorships and advanced training would seem to be two different things. I don't see how they're lumped together, you know, in this one request, let alone, you know, some of it for the police, some of it for the fire department. But one question I have is, why can't Mr. Gandy, who's sitting right there, or at least Wallach, make these presentations? Is he on some kind of restriction? He should be. Now, sponsorships and training clearly being two different things, why are they lumped together? Why aren't they separated out? And I just have to wonder if you know, hiring for Clearwater Police has become much more difficult because of their reputation and the lack of trust in Clearwater Police. Can't help. Now, Ms. Hasty said that there was 21 Clearwater Police recipients of this sponsorship last year. And this year, I believe there was only expected to be 16. Well, that's certainly not moving in the right direction. But my question is, that none of you will ask, somebody gets a police academy sponsorship, and they go through with it. Do they commit to become a Clearwater police officer, or can they go anywhere after that? And my hope is that they can go anywhere, and I hope that they would. There's a lot of problems with hiring police for Clearwater, but it's not just money, and it's not just this. And I have somebody who might want to say something.
Hi, friends. How are you? I miss you. Happy New Year. Happy Merry Christmas. You know, I'm Meg Hasty. I still don't like you for putting your hands on me on the beach, but, you know, that's why I agree with Mr. Haluba. Just get rid of your Clearwater Police Department, because obviously if they don't know the laws, then what's the point of even hiring, outsourcing? Just give it to PSO at this point. But do enjoy your holiday vacation, and I can't wait to see you in January for the meeting about our free speech. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a good one. See ya.
Okay. Any other public comment? Okay, we'll go to agenda item 7.1.
Move to approve
I need a
agenda item
motion.
6.1.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Now we'll go to agenda item 7.1.
Opt out of providing the 80% to 120% AMI missing middle property tax exemption to developments that would otherwise qualify pursuant to Live Local Act and adopt Resolution 24-19.
Good evening, Jesus Nino, Interim Director for Economic Development and Housing. Staff is requesting approval of Resolution 24-19. This is to allow the City of Clearwater to opt out of the tax exemption potential for the Live Local Act. If you have any questions, I'm here.
Any questions from the dais? Any public comment? Okay, I'm looking for a motion.
Resolution first?
Oh, I'm sorry, read the resolution.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Resolution 24-19, a resolution of the City of Clearwater opting out of providing the 80% to 120% AMI missing middle property tax exemption to developments that would otherwise qualify pursuant to the Live Local Act, providing an effective date.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve agenda item 7.1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to agenda item 7.2.
Approve amendments to the Clearwater Code of Ordinances, Chapter 22, Article 2, Section 22.24, to correct the name of McKay Playfield to McKay Park, change the operating hours of McKay Park from close between sunset to sunrise to close between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m., add 6 parks: Mercado, Bayshore Trail, North Betty Lane Neighborhood Park, Lake Chautauqua Equestrian Park and Nature Preserve, McLennan Circle Park, and Rainbow Drive Park. Remove 1 park, Holtz Avenue, and pass ordinance 9806-24 on first reading.
Good evening, Vice Mayor, council members. Art Cater, Parks and Recreation Director. Chapter 22, Section 22.24 regulates the opening and closing times for city parks. We addressed this at the work session and went through them as was already stated. If you have any questions, available to answer them.
Any questions from the dais? Any public comment on this item? You want to read the ordinance?
Yes, sir. Ordinance number 9806-24, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, making amendments to the Code of Ordinances by amending Chapter 22, Article 2, Section 22.24, subsection 2, to update several park hours of operation, add 5 existing park hours, add 1 new park's hours, providing for severability and providing an effective date.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve agenda item 7.2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Thank you, York. Okay, we'll go to agenda item 7.3.
Approve a community aesthetic features agreement between the City of Clearwater and the Florida Department of Transportation for a local identification marker on a new pedestrian overpass bridge at State Road 60 and Courtney Campbell Causeway Trail east of Bayshore Boulevard in the amount of $15,000. Adopt Resolution 24-14 and authorize the appropriate officials to execute same.
Evening, Vice Mayor, council members, Marcus Williamson, Public Works Director. This was the community aesthetics features agreement between Clearwater and FDOT that was discussed at work session. Standing by if there's any questions.
Any questions from the dais? Any comment, public comment on this item? Do I have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry. You want to read the resolution?
We have Resolution 24-14, a resolution of the City of Clearwater, Florida, approving a community aesthetic features agreement between the City of Clearwater and the Florida Department of Transportation, providing for the installation and maintenance of aesthetic elements and lighting elements for the pedestrian overpass of State Road 60 and South Bayshore Boulevard, authorizing the city manager or designee to execute the agreement and all related documents, providing for an effective date.
Do I have a motion?
Move to approve agenda item 7.3.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to second readings. 8.1.
8.1 is ordinance number 9791-24, an ordinance of the City of Clearwater, Florida, making amendments to the Community Development Code by amending Article 8 definitions and rules of construction, Section 8-102 definitions by amending Appendix C Downtown District and Development Standards, Division 7 Sign Standards, certifying consistency with the city's comprehensive plan and proper advertisement, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Okay, are there any questions from the dais? Any public comment on this item? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve agenda item 8.1.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to agenda 9, item 9, city manager reports.
Nothing, sir.
Okay. Agenda item 10, city attorney reports.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. The only thing I have to add is that I just came back from Orlando, where the Florida League of Cities was having their meeting. The clerk was also there. Both of us serve on various policy committees relating to the Florida League of Cities. I know that Councilmember Menino is the city's representative on the Suncoast League. Legislative season is going to be on top of us before we know it, and so there's going to be a lot of discussions ahead, and so we'll look forward to having those conversations as a team. That's all.
All right, thank you. Okay, agenda item 11, closing comments by council members, and I'll start to my right.
I'm good.
My left. Nothing?
I just wanted to thank all the organizations that have been inviting us all to their holiday celebrations. We try to go to all of them. A lot of the times, there's 2 or 3 events, and we kind of either divide them amongst ourselves. So I want to, thank everyone out there who have included us in their holiday planning. The most recent being the Salvation Army's gingerbread decorating event this morning, which was a very great cause. It's for single moms with children and trying to focus on breaking that cycle of generational poverty. But the highlight was definitely Assistant City Manager Dan Slaughter and I were asked to do the icing parade and to Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby. And I thought we did a great job. It was a great event, and it was nice to kind of just unwind and really enjoy the cause.
Thank you for sharing.
Mr. Cotton.
Yes, thank you, sir. I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully that's starting to wean off now as we go into the Christmas season. And I'd like to just say thank you to Parks and Rec and the wonderful Christmas tree lighting that we had. It was a chilly night. The hot chocolate was very hot, my kid. Got a first-hand taste of that, but it was very good. And we enjoyed the entire event. So it was good to see all the families and everybody out there to enjoy that. And I hope everybody has a good holiday season coming up and travels safely. So, thank you.
Okay, and I wanted to say a little something about Ann Garris, who passed away. She was 95. She was an editor of the Beach View newspaper and served as a passionate advocate to keep Clearwater Beach the family-friendly place that she loved for many years. She passed away on November 15th, and I know a lot of people. She was very involved in politics in Clearwater, and she had a real passion for Clearwater Beach, and she'll be missed. So just wanted to say that. And I hope everybody has a good Christmas holiday, and we'll see you back here after Christmas.
No?
No,
19.
we have one more.
We got one more?
One more.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be sitting here.
Maybe for you.
Okay, so with that, I'll adjourn the meeting.